You don't go by Justin?
I go by.
He goes.
All right, we're on.
My opinion.
We're live.
Oh, shit.
Oh no, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't matter about this.
Yeah.
I'll tell you when we're live with this. What's that say? There was an error.
It doesn't matter. We're still recording. It's just stopped broadcast.
So is it, we're live or not live?
No,
we're live.
Live on this. I'm about to go live on this. All right, so I'm going to introduce it, and then you'll just go with the flow. All right.
Do you want me to introduce the topics?
I got to say this is the plug and shit.
Well, yeah, and then I'll introduce the topics, and we'll introduce him.
All right.
And we'll go from there.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Wait, so what are we live on right now?
YouTube.
Oh, okay.
YouTube, we're live.
Yeah, we're just live on YouTube.
Okay.
All right, welcome to episode 15 of the Plug Podcast.
What up, Plug Podcasters?
We got a little special guest today.
Yep.
What's up, everyone?
We got
long-time listener.
First
Time guy.
we got Gerry up in here. What's up, Gerry?
What is up?
Welcome to welcome first time to the Plug. This is our first guest ever on the Plug.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm not a long-time viewer.
Well, so if you want to become a guest on the show, hit us up on all social medias. The Plug Podcast 1.
We switched our names on everything pretty much. So.
Yeah, just Venmo, man. You'll get
That works.
All right, so real quick, I'll just name some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about today. We'll first talk about NBA free agency, the crazy summer it's been in NBA free agency so far. It's still not done. It's still not done. We'll also talk Drake's new album, finally, since we were not able to talk about that before it was released. And we'll also be talking about Demi Lovato, her recent hospitalization. And also, we'll have a new segment on the show, which is better, where we will be going over classic albums, new albums, any two albums that we pair up, and we will discuss what we think is better of the two. For this episode, we'll talk about the Eminem Show versus Get Rich or Die Tryin. And we'll also be live streaming music for the first time. We've had people hit us up on Twitter, on all different platforms, and we'll be listening to you guys' music live. Stop laughing!
I can't wait.
And so yeah, if you want to,
there's some unbelievable songs.
If you want to send us your music and have us live stream it on this podcast, just hit us up. Send us your music. Don't flood us with stuff, but
no, you can flood.
Is that
all right? Yeah,
is that middle one? The guy's band's name? Mouse sucks. Okay.
All right,
we'll get to that.
And yeah, so we'll do that first, though. Just since we do have a guest on our show, I want to introduce you a little bit. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Dude, not much. I was running an MMA account on Instagram, and I got taken off recently. I just hit 10,000 followers.
That's crazy. You had a bunch of different people following you, even like UFC fighters, right?
Dillashaw, Dominic Cruz, and shit.
Why did it get removed?
Instagram changed their terms and conditions 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
and everything you put on now that's got hashtags in it or that's copyrighted footage, I guess they developed a new program that catches it from big accounts.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Well, hopefully they don't catch us. I don't see why they would.
We're a podcast. They can't really.
Didn't they fucking remove something? And you had a report the Shiggy challenge, right?
Yeah, the Shiggy challenge.
Yeah.
Really? They were that?
Yeah, and then
because of the song.
I fought it. Yeah, they said the song was
copyrighted. Because Instagram had no fucking rules, so it was the Wild Wild West, and then they just changed everything.
People are making money.
Yeah, so many people were complaining about it.
Yeah, let people make their money. Let them live, YOLO. But all right. So anyway, to start the episode off, we'll go over NBA free agency. The first move of the summer, and of course, probably one of the biggest the biggest move of the summer so far.
LA Braun.
LeBron James is now, after being on Cleveland for the start of his career, then switching over to Miami, then back to Cleveland. He is now a Laker for 4 years.
It's pretty soon.
Yeah. So, and then on top of that, the Lakers also signed JaVale McGee, Lance Stevenson, Rajon Rondo. They just recently picked up Michael Beasley on top of the roster that they already had with a lot of their young talent, Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram. They re-signed Condavious Caldwell-Pope, KCP. What do you think this all entails for the Los Angeles Lakers coming up this year and for LeBron?
I think Lakers' best case scenario could have happened, definitely.
See, because it's crazy because, at least from what I've heard, when he became a free agent for the whole 2010 sweepstakes where it was the decision or whatever.
Taking my talents to South Beach.
There were 6 teams that were in the running to sign him.
Then or now?
Then.
Yeah.
This it was like the Nets, the Knicks, the Bulls, the Clippers, the Heat, and the Cavs. This year, to my knowledge, it was really only the Cavs and the Lakers. There were a couple other teams. Obviously, people were speculating. Yeah, there were Philly rumors. There were
Heat rumors again.
Yeah, there was also Rockets rumors.
Yeah, Rockets. That would have been awful.
Yeah,
that would like ruin the NBA.
But I mean, I like the move. I don't know if this was necessarily a basketball move or if it was a business move on his part because he is getting, even though he's still in the prime of his career, he is getting older.
Yeah. I bet in his point of view, he probably thinks he'll go to the championship any team he goes to. I bet, like, in his mind, he thinks that.
Well, this is going to be interesting because this is going to be the first time that he's not in the East. So it won't be a clear path to the finals anymore. I mean, you got the Warriors.
I would say, like, half the reason is because he lives there.
Yeah, I think that's definitely it. I think teaming up with Magic and kind of learning more of the business aspect of basketball, at least that's why I personally think so, even though his managers say otherwise.
You can't say no to Magic Johnson.
It's Magic.
Yeah, dude, he fucking came up to me and he's like, "Yeah, you should play here. We'll give you the max contract. Like, our team's kind of good, but you'll make it great."
Well, it's according to him, according to him, it's at least a 2-year plan. So, what are your predictions as far as the Lakers for this year, especially with the way the team is constructed now?
They're even going to be good.
Yes,
starting off.
Yes.
Right away.
They will be a playoff team.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Oh, for sure.
It's just tough because
it's just
where because I still think that the top 2 teams are going to be the Rockets and the Warriors for sure.
I agree.
It just really depends on because
I'd say Rockets, Warriors, and then the third is when the debate starts between Thunder, Lakers, and
Jazz are in the mix.
Jazz
are in the mix. Here, because Celtics are in the East. We're talking about just the West. Because last year it was the Rockets and the Warriors that were the clear 2 favorites in the West. But then 3 through 8, actually 3 through like 9 or 10. Yeah, 3 through 9 and 10, they were like 3 or 4 games apart. There was the Trailblazers.
The last game of the season changed like the entire standings.
Yeah, so it was the Blazers, the Thunder, the Jazz, the Pelicans, the Spurs. The
Nuggets.
The Nuggets just missed the playoffs, and the Wolves. Those were all the teams there. So I think that the Lakers will definitely fall. They'll definitely fall somewhere in that pack. I just don't know exactly where yet because they don't have any shooting.
I wouldn't be surprised if they went like 6 and then upset the 3.
Yeah, I think they'll fall anywhere between 6 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's clear though as of yet.
Yeah,
where exactly? No, I'm not. I've never been a LeBron fan, bro.
I was a Nets fan growing up, and then once there was like rumors they were gonna leave, the Thunder like made a team, and so I started watching the Thunder year 1.
Yeah, but
so I've been a Thunder fan ever since like 2009.
I'll actually get into the Thunder next, but so. It seems pretty much like this team is all constructed. I think they're going to be good defensively. I just don't know what they're going to do offensively yet because you look at LeBron's,
another big name.
I just don't think that they had it in the budget. I mean, there's also a couple other guys that they were talking about trading for, and I'll talk about them in a second too. But I think it's definitely going to be interesting seeing LeBron in a new uniform, seeing the Lakers back in action, and I think this is definitely good stepping stones for them as a franchise. And most of these guys only signed for 1 year, so they definitely have the room to get rid of a lot of guys, and it'll be interesting to see how their young players develop with LeBron on them because
there's not going to be a lot of development probably. They're going to rely heavily on those veterans probably.
You really think so? You don't think that like Kuzma, Ingram, Lonzo, you don't think any of them will take steps forward?
I don't think Lonzo's going to benefit that much from this. Maybe in the future.
Okay.
I don't know about like immediate.
Yeah, I just think they don't have enough shooters. If they had a couple more, if they had a couple more shooters, I think it would be perfect. But all right. So the next surprise, one of the surprise moves of the free agency, and I really wanted to get your opinion on this because I know you're a Thunder fan. PG-13 re-signs for way less money than he could have made last year in free agency and potentially even this year by joining another team. They also signed Nerlens Noel for pretty much nothing.
Yeah,
So what do you think of this does for the Thunder going forward?
Dude, getting rid of Melo and keeping Paul George was like the one thing everyone wanted to happen that no one thought was going to actually happen. So the fact that that actually happened, they traded Melo for Cash and Dennis Schroeder, which is pretty sick.
I think this is. Oh yeah, they got Schroeder too.
They got a backup point guard, give fucking Westbrook some time off because he has to play like every minute for that team to do well. It's pretty evident in the Jazz series.
I think this is one of the biggest wins of free agency, pretty much because, and I talked about this in the last podcast with John. When you think of the Thunder, right, and you think of the MVPs, 3 of the last 4 MVPs, Durant in 14, right. Westbrook in 17, and this year James Harden. They drafted all 3 of those guys back to back, and they were in the primes of their career when it started splitting up.
They made the finals. They lost to like that crazy LeBron team.
I'm on record as saying that was the best team ever assembled to never win a championship. 3 future MVPs.
At the time, though, you couldn't say that. Looking back on it, you could probably.
I say even then because
like I don't think when they lost in like 2012, people were like, "This is the craziest thing." Like,
no, it wasn't it's the I didn't think it was the craziest thing that they lost that year.
Right.
But I'm saying for looking back for like the future, imagine how that team could have been assembled. Like that, they could have legitimately had Harden, Durant, and Westbrook still if they didn't cheap out on Harden. And then if Durant didn't decide to leave, because they definitely could have afforded to keep Durant, so they had to sign Paul George because otherwise that team would have been just Westbrook. And I know you love Westbrook. No offense though, I think out of those 3 guys, Harden, Westbrook, and Durant, I would put Westbrook below them.
Oh, I can agree.
So what do you think the order is out of those 3?
Out of those 3, I'm going Westbrook, Durant, Harden.
So you think Westbrook is better than Durant?
Yes.
How can you argue that?
In that series, the last time they played together against the Warriors, Durant's the reason they lost all those 4th quarters when they blew the 3-1 lead because he took all the fucking shots at the end and kept. But
that's been the gripe against Westbrook though for like his whole career is that he takes too many shots.
He kind of corrected it that year. Okay. Like that year, he was so efficient.
So you think he was definitely improving his game overall?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they did. I think they're neck and neck. It's easy to argue both ways, I think.
I think Durant is easily the 2nd best player in the league. If I had to pick top 5 players in the NBA, I would put Westbrook right out of it.
I think we have
No, I'm not hating.
That hater. What's in that icy?
I'm not hating on him. You got to think of it though. When Harden went to the Rockets, he completely changed the culture of that team. And that team has just been slowly and progressively getting better each year. Yeah. You just got the MVP
I would say
this year.
D'Antoni did that.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't do shit with.
But D'Antoni, though, has also been on very lackluster teams. I think it was just a perfect fit for Harden.
Those Suns
you know what I mean?
With Nash?
No, because Nash was a perfect fit for that system.
I guess. I mean, you should agree with that much.
I guess it could go either way because I think the narrative you could say that if Harden didn't go to the Rockets, if D'Antoni wasn't there, if Harden maybe went somewhere else and was playing for a different coach, maybe it would have been different. Because again, I think D'Antoni's system fits Harden and his playing style perfectly.
Yeah.
So I just think I think it's an interesting position Westbrook is in now too, because at least he has another go-to guy.
Mm-hmm.
And for that franchise in general, like just imagine if they lost out on Paul George. What would the future be like for Westbrook? Would he stay? Would he leave? Like, would he feel the need
he's already signed?
I know he's signed long term, but I'm saying that he could always get traded. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's true.
So, but
yeah, it would have been interesting. I mean, I'm glad they kept him.
Yeah. No, I think it's a huge win for the franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't necessarily know if what it's going to be like going forward.
The semifinals this year for it to be considered okay.
I could agree with that.
I think if they lose again before they get to the conference finals, I think it's going to look bad.
I could agree. That Jazz team was tough, though. I think they're only
they should have beat that team.
Yeah, I think this year they probably should have. This year, I don't know though, because Donovan Mitchell, I think, is the real deal, and the way that team is constructed, I think they're going to be a future team of the West. But the biggest surprise move of the entire NBA free agency was DeMarcus Cousins decided to take a 1-year, $5.2 million deal with the defending champion Golden State Warriors. So what are you guys' position on that? Do you think this is bad for basketball?
Fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I don't want basketball anymore. It's dumb.
I could agree.
You already know who's going to be in the finals.
Beat them? Like, do you think someone
they're going to go. I think they're going to go finals again.
Here's where I slightly disagree. I do think it is definitely unfair. I definitely do think it's unfair, but you have to look at it from this position as well. We're not 100% sure when Boogie's going to come back. He's not going to be starting the year out.
I think they said like December.
That's what they're hoping, but I think realistically they're thinking by All-Star break, most likely January or February, right? And his injury is a pretty serious injury. Is it the ACL or the Achilles? Achilles.
Yeah,
a lot of players don't come back the same from that injury. So we honestly don't know. That's why I think that they decided to do this, because they figured they're not paying him a lot. A lot of people, he didn't get offers from anyone else.
Yeah, I was the one here too.
He didn't get offers from anybody else. So the Warriors were just like, hey, fuck it. We'll gamble on him for a year, see if he could help us or not. He probably won't re-sign next year unless that team is going to have to get dismantled after next year, because Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Cousins, Curry, Durant, like some of those guys are signed for long-term with max contracts, and all those other guys deserve max contracts. There's no way that they're going to be able to sign them all unless they do what Cousins is doing and taking massive pay cuts.
Yeah,
but I think it was an extremely smart move by the Warriors to do this.
By the Warriors.
They have nothing to lose. They already know that they can make the finals without him. And then when he comes back, I mean, granted, I'm on you guys' side. I think it's unfair, but we don't really know how it's going to pan out 100% yet, and especially going towards the future. So
I really want to see the Celtics make it fun.
I think it's going to be the Celtics or the 76ers most likely. But here's where I was going to get into the next debate, because the biggest trade of the offseason so far has been Kawhi Leonard, and he was in trade talks for a while. He basically did not want to. He flat out said that he did not want to play anywhere else except for an LA team, preferably the Lakers. He would go to the Clippers. There was a lot of talks about him going to the Lakers this year, getting traded, but the Raptors decide to trade DeMar DeRozan for DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard. I think the Raptors got also Podol or the Spurs also got Podol from the Raptors. Also interesting too, the Spurs. So the Spurs added DeRozan, Podol, Bellinelli. They lost Kawhi Leonard in the trade. They lost Danny Green in the trade, and they also lost Tony Parker. He went to the Hornets. My first question is in regard for this. Who do you think, is it too soon to decide who won this trade? The Raptors or the Spurs?
I mean, I think you'd have to assume the Spurs, just because Kawhi wasn't going to play there, and they got an all-star back. So, I mean, that was honestly probably one of the best people they could have gotten.
Do you think the Raptors did him dirty by trading him? Because he keeps complaining about the fact that it was BS.
Yeah, it's probably not good for future signings.
I feel bad for DeRozan, and I want to feel more bad for him than I do. But the thing is that he's
probably going
he's in the business of basketball. This stuff happens all the time. Look at what happened to Blake Griffin this year, they signed him for a long term.
They were like, even though the Spurs aren't great, is it like a good situation to be?
I think it's a good situation. I was also going to bring up, if you thought that this may be the start of the decline of the Spurs, because it's rumored that Pop may leave after 2020.
Yeah. Well, if Pop leaves, then yes. As long as Pop's there, and they do have some young players who are playing.
They have young talent. They still have DeRozan. Yeah. They still have Aldridge. They were still
I wouldn't be surprised if they made the playoffs for the next 5 years.
I think that they're going to make the playoffs at least this year. They won 47 games last year in a tough West without Kawhi.
Their team was pretty bad this year.
Yeah. Without Kawhi. They add DeRozan to that. I can't see how they improve.
Like fifth.
Yeah, I can't see how they can improve. I could see them maybe finishing top 4.
It's actually kind of better if they got Ray Parker.
Yeah, because he's aging as well. But I guess it sucks for Spurs fans though, because he's been a long time staple for them. Jeremy Shaw. Shout out Jeremy Shaw, Spurs Nation.
You know he actually has the jersey of Tim Duncan.
Who?
Remember?
Yeah.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah. But the Raptors.
Oh, you mean that player
He
one?
says like Tim Duncan gave him the.
Oh, because it's so big. Dude, he probably got that shit like a triple XL clearance rack in Burlington, dude. It was probably $9.99. There's no way fucking Tim Duncan wore a jersey that he had. Where'd he get it from?
I don't fucking know. Said Tim Duncan.
What, he go to a fucking Continental Arena Nets game and see Tim Duncan?
All right. Anyway, back on track here. Back on track. So for the Raptors, what do you think this does for the Raptors? Do you think this actually makes them a legitimate playoff contender now? Like, do you think they could actually win the East?
Nah.
You don't think so?
Nah.
I think they'll still be a top 3 team in the East.
I can tell you this: the Golden State's gonna win again.
Hot take.
I'm just trying to talk about for this specific trade. Yeah, because
I would say that for the Raptors, probably one of the worst decisions they've ever made.
Well, no, because they're only gambling on him for a year, and you got to think of it. That's what
but they didn't have to gamble.
But that's what the Thunder did with Paul George, and Paul George is re-signing with them. Everyone thought that Paul George was going to leave after this year.
No, I'm saying it's stupid.
I'm saying
but they didn't. They
you don't think the same thing could happen though with Kawhi, where he decides, I actually like playing here, I'll stay.
They got rid of Oladipo and Sabonis. They got rid of DeMar DeRozan.
But the thing is
that's
that
like a big give.
The thing is, well, they had to get rid of somebody big in order to get Kawhi. So they had to. I think that the way that they were looking at it is that the way that this. Look, you think of it, they fired the coach of the year. And they got rid of their franchise guy for the past
for someone who's like not that much better than him.
No, Kawhi is a game changer.
He's not that much better than him.
No, he is.
Way, dude.
He is one of the top 2 or 3 best two-way players in the game right now. Arguably a top 5. DeMar DeRozan not a top 5 player in the NBA.
I mean, he's top 10. I'm not saying he's better than him, but I'm saying like the difference between their levels of play is not a lot.
No, Kawhi. I think Kawhi has a way more complete game. He's a better 3-point shooter, a better defender. Man. He's a way better 3-point shooter and a way better defender.
He's better defender. Yeah, I agree, but I'm just saying like the difference in level.
I think you're tripping. I think that Kawhi is a much better player. I mean, granted, DeMar DeRozan to me is still in my eyes at least a top 20, top 15 player in the NBA. He's no top 5.
Dude, I think you're sleeping on DeRozan.
I'm not sleeping on DeRozan. I really like DeRozan.
DeRozan? All right, if I did the top 10, I go LeBron. Too hard because I just said Westbrook is better than KD, but KD.
I know my top 9.
I'd go LeBron 1. I'd go Russ 2, KD 3. Harden 4. No. Curry 4. Harden 5. Kawhi 6. Giannis 7.
You're tripping. Where's AD in this conversation?
Oh, I forgot AD. See, it's hard when you're not looking at a list.
My personal.
I love AD.
My personal
and Kyrie.
My personal top 10. My personal top 9. I know my top 9 list. 1 is LeBron easily. 2 is Durant easily. 3, I'm putting AD. 4, I'm putting Curry. 5, I'm putting Harden. 6, I'm putting Kawhi.
Okay.
No. 6, I'm putting Westbrook. 7, I'm putting Kawhi, only because Kawhi didn't play last year. Otherwise, he'd probably be top 5. 8, I'm putting Giannis. 9, I'm putting Kyrie. 10 is where the debate starts because.
See, I like that list. I'd go DeRozan 10.
Yeah, because you got CP3, you got Boogie, you got Karl Anthony Towns, you got PG-13, you got Embiid.
PG-13. See, the thing with Paul George, he did not play well last year.
I think
DeRozan had a much better year to year.
He had his spurts. I can agree though. I think DeRozan is definitely very slept on, but I don't think he's top 10. I just don't see it. But I see what you're trying to say. I see your point.
I just don't think Kawhi's that much better than him. That's all I'm saying. That you would trade away 4 years guaranteed DeRozan versus probably 1 with Kawhi.
I'm just saying their defense and their shooting is going to be much improved with just by switching DeRozan and Kawhi. And I think those are the 2 main things that they really didn't have. So I think Kawhi is a much more versatile guy than DeRozan. I think DeRozan is an amazing scorer.
You're losing like a reliable scorer.
Kawhi is just as reliable though, and you get added bonuses from him as well.
I guess so
it's
gonna be interesting to see.
I think that they could. I think they could definitely be a contender in the.
But
East.
You've heard those reports that he doesn't want to go there.
Oh, of course, but he's going to have to go there. He's going to have to play because then.
Well, he didn't play last year.
Yeah, so
like
he's going. So he's going to have to play this year.
But what if he doesn't? What if he does the same shit? He says
and sits out. Then who's going to want to sign him? The whole reason.
Someone will fucking sign.
A lot of
Nets will do it.
But he's not going to make the amount of money. He's already losing out on like $70 million or something like that by not playing with the Spurs.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And he's trying to become a brand. This is not how you become a brand, by sitting out for 2 years.
Definitely not. The fact that he just won't like come out and explain it, because he just says he's injured, but the team doctors cleared him.
He's very quiet.
He won't talk, and his fucking team says that he's still injured.
I think it's because he felt betrayed by Pop and his players, because they thought that he was ready, and they had a team meeting around this, and they didn't like. He just felt like the team was kind of betraying him, and it was because of Pop, because he knows that he wouldn't have gotten cleared for a team meeting if it wasn't for Pop. I think that's why. But again, we will never know until it comes out maybe in a couple of years if he decides to talk, because he is a very quiet guy. So you never know.
He needs to release something, some kind of statement.
Yeah,
like one sentence.
I definitely agree with that. And then
speculate this much.
The next biggest move, just recently, it's I don't know if it's 100% confirmed. I think you said it's confirmed that Melo's going to be going to the Rockets.
Sure,
They traded him to the Hawks.
He signed like veterans minimum.
Yeah, he got traded to the Hawks, which the Hawks immediately released him, so he could become a free agent. So the Rockets now, their team is pretty much the same, except for they lost Trevor Ariza and Lukumba Amunte. They re-signed CP3 for a crazy deal, which I was not expecting.
Yeah,
and then they
gave him like max, right? 5 years or something.
And then they it was like 4 years, 160 million. I think he's one of the most, like one of the highest paid players now.
He's gonna get injured.
And then they just got Melo. What do you think this means for the Rockets? Do you think that they improve or they get worse because of the Carmelo deal?
I definitely think losing Ariza and trying to replace him with Melo is a big no-no. Because the things you need from Ariza's position is like defense, catch and shoot, and like hustle, and like those are things you don't not get from Melo.
Well, especially the way that the team is constructed already. They have CP3 and James Harden, and James Harden is a guy who demands the ball.
Yeah,
Chris Paul.
All three of them are. Except Chris Paul this year changed.
I mean, Chris Paul doesn't always demand the ball, but he's still going to want to get his shots up, and he's a very smart. He's a very smart player.
Can't play without the ball in his hands. Like we just saw it last year.
Yeah,
when he doesn't have the ball in his hands the whole game, he like cannot just.
He's old. Melo's 30. Melo's 34. He's kind of in a similar position as. He's kind of in a similar position as Dwayne Wade.
Actually, Dwayne Wade's probably better than him right now.
I was gonna get into Dwayne Wade in a little bit too, so we'll save that. But I definitely do think that Melo needs to realize that his career is on the decline. His stats have only been getting worse each year, and he's only been on a really solid playoff team twice. Yeah. Once with the Nuggets, which I think if it wasn't for Kobe, that team was stacked. They could have made the finals that year. No, that was they got rid of AI for Billups. So they had Billups, they had JR, they had Nene, they had Kenyon Martin, they had Birdman.
Or no?
AI went to Detroit. Yeah.
Did he play there? I don't even remember that.
He played for like a year or two, and then he just that was when his career started to fade. But so that team was stacked. I thought that team was solid. And then on the Knicks, there was the 1 year with the Knicks where he was like an MVP. Yeah, where I thought he could have won the MVP over LeBron, but and they also got knocked out in the second round to the upcoming Pacers, which I thought was a huge disappointment.
Dude, that was a sick team.
That was a sick team, but I thought that the year that they lost was the Knicks' year to be able to make steps forward, and they lost to the Pacers surprisingly, and then the Pacers made leaps forward. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how he fits into that dynamic. I don't really know. I think it's too soon to say, but I don't know if that's the smartest move on their part. But
I don't think so.
They did have to replace Ariza.
Yeah.
So I guess
he is cheap.
Yeah, I guess they figured they might as well get they might as well get Melo. So 4 guys that were in trade talks this offseason, which it probably is looking like none of them are going to get traded now. Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, Jimmy Butler.
Yep.
So first, I'll start with Lillard, because with Lillard, it was rumored that he wanted to play with I don't think he wants to leave.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think he wants to leave the Blazers, but he realizes that if he wants to play alongside of somebody, no, because the thing is that he knows in order to win, he has to play alongside someone, and no one wants to go to Portland.
Yeah.
So
Dude, if
he
goes to
said
LA, that'd be sick.
That would be a good trade for them.
the thing is that
They have to get Alonzo.
they were
That's probably
closer.
worth it.
Nah,
They
that's
were-
worth it.
Yeah.
Fuck
They
Lonzo.
were closer to doing closer to doing that deal than they were the Kawhi deal.
We should have wore big baller sweatshirt.
My college.
Big Baylor sweatshirts.
I know a kid who ordered one. They're pretty expensive. I think.
Well, yeah,
they're like 90.
Don't-
fucking
don't
insane.
worry
Yeah.
They're insane. So that
Young Jamie.
so that was in so that was in the talks. There have been speculations about Kyrie saying that he wouldn't mind playing for the Knicks, but I don't think that's
dude,
gonna
I
happen this year.
heard freaking Butler and Kyrie next year to Brooklyn. That would be sick.
To Brooklyn?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. Well, speaking of Butler,
man.
Butler has already flat out said that like he does not like the situation that he's
Yeah,
in
dude,
with
that's
the Timberwolves.
crazy. I'm surprised.
Well,
Well, they have Thibodeau.
he's
and
already-
he was his coach before.
He's already very outspoken. Well, because he thinks that the young guys, and this is the same situation that happened with the Bulls, and that's why he left. He thought that the young guys that they have are just not taking it seriously enough as far as on the defensive end and trying to make improvements. But yeah, I wasn't super surprised though, because Butler has always been very vocal as far as like, you know, he's an extreme competitor. So and then lastly, Kevin Love. Kevin Love actually just signed a max deal with the Cavs for multiple years. What do you think of that move?
Good for K-Love cleaning up. Secure that bag, as LeBron said on Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, I mean,
he's not gonna win again, but he already won.
he could be solid trade bait, because I don't know how the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to be next year, but I think it's a good win on their
Well,
part that
they're
they at
gonna be
least
bad.
got to keep a superstar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think they make playoffs.
Yeah. All right. So just to round out really quickly, some others notable free agent signings: DeAndre Jordan goes to the Mavs.
Finally,
The Nuggets signed Isaiah Thomas, and they also re-signed Jokic for a max deal.
Jokic
so,
is a beast.
We'll see. I think that's going to be an interesting team to see if they can improve. The Wizards signed Dwight Howard and Jeff Green and Austin Rivers on top of the team that they already have.
Wizards your ass.
Who do they even have?
I hate
They
the
have
Wizards.
John Wall and Bradley
So
Beal.
biased.
Oh, that Bradley Beal's a beast.
They might be able to take a step forward if Dwight Howard can clean up his act. Because
See that
their
little poem
team.
Dwight Howard made?
No, I didn't see it.
He like said all the teams he's been on and made like a little poem out of it.
Let's look it up.
Yeah, he's like, I learned that. Like, I don't know. He made some fucking poem up.
He seems very phony.
I like Dwight Howard.
No, I always liked him as a
Yeah.
player.
He's funny.
It seems like he's kind of phony when it comes to like all these different teams that he plays on.
John's pulling that shit up on the
is it a
screen in front of
video?
us. Yeah, but
Another
you could probably look up the words.
and then two other moves that I thought were really interesting. Tyreek Evans goes to the Pacers and Jabari Parker goes to the Bulls.
Parker Parker used to be a monster.
I'm always rooting for him. That's a Duke connection, and I thought that he was getting there, but he's just been
did two
plagued.
ACLs.
He's been plagued with injuries, dude.
Yeah,
I
there
feel
it is.
I feel for him.
John, read it.
Right, Justin rated off.
I learned magic for 8 years. Traveled to El La La Land. Learned how to work with Rockets. How to fly with the Hawks. Got stung by the Hornets, and through all of that, it taught me how to be a wizard. That's so lame.
That is a terrible
That's
song.
so fucking lame.
Yeah, but he probably meant it as a joke.
Yeah, he did. You can see him
He was
smiling.
smiling. Dude, he's just
Yeah.
huge.
All right. So, lastly, some notable free agents that are still out there: Clint Capella, Joe Johnson, Rodney Hood, Jamal Crawford, and last but not least, Dwayne Wade. I feel bad for Dwayne Wade, dude. Like,
Fuck it. He's won like what?
do you think he should retire?
He should go to the.
No, just keep
I
making
just
money
feel
in
like
He should
Miami.
go to the Lakers.
But the thing
So
is
that's
that
true.
Miami's probably
So
only
bad.
going to sign him to a better. You know, the crazy thing is that he is pretty much the Miami Heat, and he was never the highest paid player while he was there.
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
When he went to the Bulls
Yeah, that was
last
bullshit.
year,
They should have paid him.
they did not offer him anything. They offered him nothing. I feel like they've been doing him dirty for his whole career. And
I feel
he's
like he's-
I
Pat
feel like
Riley's a greasy guy.
I feel like he's I
He's
feel like
fucking greasy.
I feel like he's easily the most underappreciated like superstar
Oh, dude,
ever.
he's like a top fucking like 30 player of all time.
Top
Easy.
25 possibly, yeah. Top I would
He's
say
like
top,
one of the best
top
shooting
three
guards
shooting
ever.
guards.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant and Dwayne Wade, in my opinion, are the top three that I could think of offhand. I mean Jerry West too, but
Michael.
I said Michael already.
Oh fuck.
I
Yeah.
didn't hear you say Michael.
I said Michael first. I said MJ, Kobe, and
Oh,
okay.
shit.
I didn't
Wait.
hear you say
I didn't hear that.
how the fuck can I forget him?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But all right, so that rounds up free
Repeating each other.
that rounds up free agency for now. So next topic here. Drake released his new album Scorpion about a month ago, a two-sided album, 25 songs long,
You're gonna do the
Breaking-
shaky for everyone.
breaking streaming records
Right.
ever, started a
Do it.
Shiggy challenge. And so what did you guys think of the album?
So I'm a big fan of it. I like side A. I know side B. Okay, so the side A and B. I know you didn't listen.
I didn't listen to the whole
thing.
thing. I
Side,
don't have premium no
side
more.
B is kind of just like singing. You know, premium. It's kind of like singing type stuff.
Okay.
I mean, it's still good, but
Okay.
What is A more like?
So
like
where do you rank this amongst his discography?
discography. You don't hear that word every day.
yeah, that's not,
Like as far as all of his albums, where do you rank it?
Dude, the best
it's
ones.
pretty. It's pretty. It's not.
I
high.
fucking agree with that.
Hell yeah.
I agree with that. It's not. It's not. Anywhere, it's not anywhere near that.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
So
I think
Dude,
more-
he hasn't
so-
been near that in a
so I'm saying.
while.
So I'm saying.
Fucking long time.
I was just about to say.
Yeah,
I was just about to
we
get
talked
into
about
my.
I feel like
Yeah.
honestly, people like it. Like I'm the biggest Drake fan, but I feel like people honestly just think his shit's so good
just
because
because
he's Drake.
Just 'cause he's
That's
Drake.
all it is.
Dude,
Yeah.
his fucking that album, Nothing Was the
Okay,
Same.
let's look at him.
Dude, even the fucking mixtape was pretty
What
good.
about Thank
with
Me?
Future.
Thank Me Later. Thank Me Later was fucking. That was the one right before Take Care. That was his debut.
Yeah,
Thank Me
This
Later.
is like
Yeah, but
what's-
not as good as Take Care.
It
Nothing
wasn't.
close.
No, it wasn't good.
Dude, what's the gift with that?
This was a good one.
I don't know
What
if
the
that
fuck is
occurs.
that?
I'm pretty sure that's just some
That's
bullshit.
probably like
That's probably like an EP or
Okay.
something.
If you're reading this is too late.
So
it's
when
good.
he got to like,
What a Time to Be Alive is the last good thing.
yeah, when he got here, then
I think
his
his last one.
Dude,
I
they're
think his
good, but
last
they're
solid
not,
one.
like-
I think his last solid was if you're reading this is too late, and even that for me,
It wasn't
that
good.
one had to grow on me.
Like you
No,
click the
that
songs.
one was
Click the
same, I think
songs
it was-
on
what?
click the songs on that if you're reading this one.
If you're reading this is
It's
too late, had
Jumpin', right?
energy.
Yeah.
No,
No,
that's
Jumpin's
what a
fine.
time to be alive. If you're reading this is too late, had energy, it had
Oh, yeah.
legend, 10 bands.
Oh,
Um,
Bands was nice.
Dude,
Know yourself.
Bands.
Know yourself was solid. No
Six
telling.
God.
This had a lot of good songs.
Oh, 6 p.m. in New York.
6 p.m. in New York. I
Wait,
fucking
Bill
love that
Left
song.
again?
I love that song.
Oh, Party Next Door.
Yeah,
Oh.
Preach.
Legend.
Actually,
Legend.
this is probably on par with the newer ones,
It's
No,
close.
no,
This
this one
is
is
better?
This one is better than all. Than
but
the
not
newer one.
much.
So for me, I was gonna say for Scorpion, I felt like it was
I gotta listen to
it was
this shit,
too
dude.
it was
To be
too
honest-
it was too much. Me personally, I actually
What was it,
like
like 30 songs.
I like-
You like this one or More Life better?
I like More Life better.
Do you really?
I like More Life
I
better.
like this better.
Because
Dude,
even
More
though-
Life,
because
More Life
even
so bad.
gigs.
No,
fucked it
because
up.
Dude,
because
Gigs
he was
fucking. I
on-
listened to that live on the Beats radio
He
shit when
was
they
on-
streamed it, dude.
he was on one or two
Shit was
songs. See, pull up More Life because I
I'm
really
not saying it was
even though
bad.
even though
Dude,
even
for
though I
Drake,
thought
it wasn't
even
good.
though I thought it was inconsistent, I think it still had some fucking
Passion Fruit.
dope ass songs. Passion Fruit is
Yeah,
dope as
like-
fuck.
It's not really a
Blem,
song.
Blem is dope. Sacrifice
Nine
is
is
dope.
sick. I don't know. What
Blem
to say.
was actually.
Oh,
yeah, you're right.
Galchester.
Yeah.
I thought that was good. I like Teenage Fever. I like Do Not Disturb was fucking
What's on
dope.
with Young Thug? Ice Melt.
Ice Melts, and then he was also on
Fake Love
he was
too.
also on Sacrifices.
Oh, I like.
Fake Love. It's just
I
the
like-
radio killed.
I like
yeah,
a
it
lot
came
of
out too early.
I like a lot of these songs.
I
even
hate
though-
when they do that, dude. When they release a song like 2
for
months
me,
before the album.
I think Drake needs to trim down his albums because Views was. I also felt the same way about Views. I think Views also grew on me a little bit, but it's not.
Views
it's
doesn't go
not that.
far.
Don't
Like,
get me
I
wrong,
think the
like,
reason why Views was good is because like that was his first album that like he didn't rap a lot in, like, and people were like, "Oh, this is pretty good." But then like I feel like
No,
More Life,
I
there's just
think-
too many songs like that.
No. More Life, he had a good amount of rapping songs. It's because
think
he had
so?
It was
he had a lot of
mostly rap.
Jamaican
I feel
songs
like
though.
it was all like,
No, he had a lot of
Like
Jamaican
island
songs.
type shit.
Yeah.
he had a lot
I
of
did not
Jamaican
like
songs.
More Life.
He started with Views, but he
I think that's his worst
continued it.
album.
If anything, this is all mostly rap. There's a few.
I gotta look at
See,
this
the
shit.
thing that I
How
thought
many
was
fucking
stupid about
songs
this,
is this thing?
it's
Two
25.
sides.
It's
Two-sided.
two sides. It starts.
25?
Yeah, that's the thing. 12.
Dude,
12.
take half the shitty one.
All right,
That's-
let's
that's
go.
what I was
Let's
saying.
go through everyone. Every
Dude, it's
song,
like seeing a
All right,
4-hour
yeah.
movie. I don't
All right,
want to
so
make it good.
We'll
2
go.
hours.
We'll go song for. We'll go song
All right,
for
ready?
song.
So Survival.
I think that could be cut.
I don't know this shit, so
I can
just
hear
take
it.
away.
I'll play it real quick because they can hear it. So
I think Survival could definitely be cut.
this is a little clip. Survival, me personally.
Don't
See,
play
we
along.
can't. We can't play every single song.
You know,
though.
you can play like 8
First
seconds.
clip. I'm just doing a little clip.
Oh, I heard this one. I heard like the first 5.
It's not terrible. Okay.
I really like the
Yeah,
second
That's
song.
not even. That
I
wasn't
don't
even
like
the
it.
song. No, Survival.
I really like the
I'll
second
pull it
song.
up. So Survival.
What's the second one called?
Survival. Nonstop.
Nonstop.
That-
I like
Nonstop-
that one.
That
I thought it
song
was-
fucking.
I thought it was a
Like
little bit.
Ghost.
I thought it was a little bit lazy, but it worked
Nah,
for him. I thought it.
he
No,
did.
I still thought it. I still thought it worked for him. Elevate.
Elevate is alright.
That's
I like
hit or
that one.
that could possibly be cut. I'm on the fence with that. Emotionless, I thought was dope as hell.
Yeah.
That was the one with the Mariah Carey
that's a
sample.
good one.
I thought that was the that
God's
God's Plan
Plan.
is a hit, of course.
It's played out.
Dude,
though.
God's Plan's on this? I didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
God's
I'm
Plan's a
upset.
hit. I'm
I
upset.
like it.
That's growing on me. 8 out of 10. I thought was
I like
dope as
it.
hell. Mob Ties, get rid of that.
Nah,
that
what
that
the
was
fuck?
terrible.
Get the fuck out
Mob
of here.
Ties was so bad.
Let me
He
hear
tried
Mob
to sound.
Ties.
Mob Ties
Let's
is
hear the ones you
nice.
guys disagree
He tried
on.
to sound
Okay,
like
every year.
he tried to sound like Young Thug so much.
Oh, he tried?
He
No, he
tried.
doesn't.
He sounds like Young Thug
sounds
so
nice.
much.
Let's hear this shit.
It is what it is.
I can tell.
Doesn't it sound like Young Thug? This shit.
There's a whole song like this?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Let's store it a little bit. I don't like
No,
this that much.
this is
It
not-
sounds like it's from like distance.
No, it's
Well,
not
that's just the,
sounds.
that's just the
I don't know
quality.
what's
He
wrong.
can't
Oh,
hold the
dude, it
quality.
literally sounds like he was standing
Okay,
10
so
feet away
can't-
from the mic.
So can't take a joke. He can get rid of that.
I don't remember this one, so it probably wasn't. that
Sandra's Rose.
great.
Hit or miss on that. That was the one that DJ Premier produced.
Oh, it's not
Talk
great.
Up with Jay-Z. I
That's a
thought
good
that was
song.
dope. Keep that. Is There More was not a good
You guys
closer.
like Jay-Z?
Yeah, I know.
I'm on.
Old school, old
He
school.
has some stuff here. Blueprint is classic. I love
Yeah,
Blueprint.
the Black Album.
Okay, so here's side B, which I thought personally was better, even though a good amount of these songs I felt like could have been on side A, which I don't know. I don't understand the pacing of the whole thing. But Peak I thought was dope.
Yeah, it's
Summer Games I thought was dope. Jaded I'm on the fence with. Nice for What, of course, that's a hit. Finesse I liked. That could stay. Ratchet Happy
Dude,
Birthday
a lot
was
of people
fucking
I talk to, they
terrible.
like this
That
song.
sounds
That-
awful.
Hate this
No,
That just sounds awful.
Ratchet-
You don't even have to click on it.
Ratchet
I'm
Happy
not.
Birthday
It's
was
terrible.
That shit
terrible.
sounds
That
awful,
is
dude.
easily the worst song on this whole thing.
See, without even listening to it, if you
I
told
don't
me
even
to
know what
pick
he
what was the worst
That's-
song, I would pick that one.
That's How You Feel. That song grew on me. That was the one that had like the Nicki Minaj clips in it. I like that one. That sounded like it could have been on
that's a
side
good
A
one.
though.
Blue Tint's good.
Blue Tint sounded like it could have been on side A. I don't like it.
I like it.
It sounded just like that song Goosebumps by Travis
I
Scott.
love that song.
That's all.
No, I
You
like
can't
that.
hate
I like that song too, but Travis Scott did it better.
That's all right.
And Future was barely in it. I felt bad for Future.
Future had
I
like-
actually
he had
kind of
4
wish that
words.
he had more of a
Yeah, go back to
Future.
Atlanta.
In My
Probably.
Feelings, of course, is the fucking big hit. How did that song become the hit?
Because the dance, Shiggy made him famous.
Yeah.
He even said Shiggy. Like, he
Dude, the
made
only
Shiggy.
first minute of that song's good. The rest
Yeah,
of it's
I know.
awful, dude.
Okay, so my
The first
favorite
minute's good.
favorite song on the entire album, "Don't Matter to Me" with Michael Jackson. That is my
a good
favorite
one.
fucking
Which
song.
one?
Don't Matter to Me.
This is
It
a
gave
good
me
song.
After Dark sounded like some shit that
That's
like
a good
Justin
song.
Timberlake and Timbaland would have done like back
Yeah.
in 06.
Dude, let's hear both
That
of those.
shit-
Let's hear a
That
little
shit
bit about
sounds
Hear
dope.
what?
Let's hear the one Justin said is
Don't
his
Matter.
favorite. Yeah.
I thought
Alright.
this was dope.
What's your, do
it's
you have a
not
favorite, John?
No, I haven't any. Like, I like them all, really.
I thought "Don't Matter to Me" was
Depends
dope
Depends
as
on mood
hell.
I'm in. Like, that
That is
non-stop
true.
song is beast.
What is it, the
This-
same video?
No, this is not the song.
These fake videos?
Yeah, this is a fake. This is not the
I have
song.
it on iTunes. Really.
Yeah, no, that's
Oh yeah,
fake.
they played the clip on iTunes.
That's fake news. Let's not
True.
listen to that.
Fake fucking news.
But yeah, no, to me, "Don't Matter to Me." Like a lot of people were like really harping on Drake because they were like, "How can you use Michael Jackson?" Blah blah blah. Like
I saw
thought-
a tweet that was
even
pretty
though-
funny.
even though the
Wait, hold
quality-
on. There was a tweet that said Michael Jackson needed to step up his game on Drake's.
That's fucked up.
I started
no,
dying.
see, they didn't use a good clip of him. It was kind of a low quality clip of Michael
I think
Jackson
that's how he
singing.
wanted it, though.
But the thing is that it still sounded dope as fuck. I still thought it sounded also like with the production, I thought Drake on this, it was the best singing, the best produced R&B pop song on the whole thing. I thought it was by far like the best. Like it was the best Drake could have done as far as like.
Has he made any music videos for these that aren't the ones that were singles?
He just made I'm Upset.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw that. He did like a Degrassi reunion.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
I actually like the concept of that, but
you guys, I didn't watch Degrassi.
I never watched it.
Yeah,
I'm upset.
But yeah, I thought Don't Matter to Me.
I don't like the album cover or name.
Scorpion. I don't know what Scorpion is supposed to mean.
I don't know. I don't like the cover either. It's so fucking basic.
Doing Don't Matter to Me and After Dark. Don't Matter to Me.
After Dark.
Look at In My
I don't know what to say. You.
This is all Michael Jackson.
All of a sudden, you don't want me now.
The audio is bad.
Could be better.
All of a sudden, I got to go. It don't matter to me.
I don't know if this is my favorite, but this is my favorite.
Because I can picture this shit like a movie.
Yeah.
Like this is after. This sounds like some shit just
Like dollar sign.
All we can
silence is that Static Major on the hook?
No, that's Drake.
Going after dark. Oh no, that has to be Static Major. He killed that.
I'm missing calls.
Oh wow, that one just says Drake and Michael Jackson.
I drink on the job and smoke on the job, so I don't know how serious you take it. Have your faith. I don't gotta work anymore. I don't gotta work.
This sounds
You're gonna need to have.
I know it sounded everything.
But after dark, got you wet like the boy.
Yeah. And then the last two songs were Final Fantasy and March 14th, which I think both of those could be cut too.
Yeah.
So I think if he cut half the album, I think it would have been right on par with a lot of his older stuff. I'm in complete agreement with you. Take Care is easily his best album.
Yeah, easy.
Nothing Was the Same was dope. If you're reading This Is Too Late was dope.
Yeah.
Thank Me Later was dope. His first mixtape that blew him up was dope. I think the first misstep was Views, and then like ever since Views, he's been hit or miss. In my opinion, he's just been.
I don't think More Life was that good.
I liked it better than
Because
Views.
it was all radio hits. It was like Passion Fruit and like what was it?
I thought it was better than Views.
Yeah, that's.
I thought it was better than Views, only because.
Oh, better than Views.
Yeah, I thought it was better than Views.
What's Scary Hours EP?
That just has God's Plan in another song. Yeah, but all right. Well, that was. I guess that was Drake. That was Drake.
Really?
Scorpion. A quick little summary of that. I want to do.
Odell lives with him.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that he was living with Odell. Yeah. But all right. Well,
I think
next
it's LA. That's wrong.
next subject. Do you want to get into Eminem Show?
Yeah. Let's
And
do it.
versus Get Rich or Die Tryin'. Okay, so we're here with a new segment for the channel for the podcast. Which is better? So we will be putting out polls to see, and we'll be putting out polls for two different albums that came out around the same time period, and we'll pretty much just be asking which one do you think is better. Both of these are going to be classic albums. So Eminem Show,
tough.
yeah, Eminem Show came out in 2002. Eminem was at the peak of his career, and this had hits on it like Without Me, Cleaning Out My Closet.
Every song was it.
And then Get Rich or Die Tryin' by 50 Cent came out a little bit less than a year later. This was the album that changed fucking a lot in hip hop. G Unit just blew up, and 50 Cent became the next big thing. Had hits like In the Club, 21 Questions, PIMP.
Yeah.
So
I'm kind of reconsidering my shit right now.
So let's
go
first get into okay, so first let me say
this. Let me say
for the poll. Yeah, for the poll.
Instagram, it was Get Rich or Die Tryin' on Instagram and Twitter. There was like a 75% Get Rich or Die Tryin'.
How many votes?
There was only like 6.
Fuck.
We're not that big here.
Nah, shit.
No,
It's all
but,
good.
no. So there was like 6 votes on Instagram. And
That's
probably
6
like
dedicated votes.
6 on Twitter. So it's same
Yeah,
people.
but it was pretty even. It was pretty even split as far like Get Rich or Die Trying had the majority.
All right, what are you guys going with?
All right, so I'm gonna go with Get Rich or Die Tryin.
Okay. I'm going to go with that. All right. Off the bat, I thought Eminem, and then I saw these songs and I reconsidered, but I'm going to stick with my guns.
I have a
I'm going to go
reason.
Eminem.
You're gonna go Eminem.
All right.
This was insanely tough. I think Get Rich or Die Trying.
Once
if
I
it
saw this
wasn't-
shit, it fucked me up.
If it
I'll say
wasn't,
my
if
reasons
it
since
wasn't,
you both
well,
are-
no, I know I didn't
Yeah.
get to say mine yet either. I'm saying if it was actually, yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm going with Eminem Show. I'm gonna go with Eminem Show.
All right, so what's your reason?
My
Did you
reason.
just change it last second?
No.
No.
I had this from the get go.
Okay, all right.
Get Rich or Die Trying to me is easily the best album that 50 Cent ever came
Of
out with.
all time.
No, it
I'm
is.
kidding.
No, it is up there as far as hip hop projects of all time, in my opinion. I love the album, but for me, Eminem Show wins because this is the first ever rap album that I ever owned. First
That's
rap
why you
album.
like it?
First rap album I
Oh,
ever
nice.
owned. But I'm
No,
saying,
it's all good.
I'm saying,
I like it for not
it
biased
has,
reasons.
it has. I'm saying though, it just has that nostalgia factor for me. Like this is the
Yeah,
first
I get
ever rap album I ever owned, and I would listen to this like constantly. Like it was just all these songs are just so
Oh,
dope.
there you go. Fucking still do.
All these,
No, I
but I
still
still
like
listen.
it.
But I
No,
still listen to
listen,
Get
I
Rich or
like-
Die
I
Trying
like
too.
both of these.
Yeah.
But
I still listen to Get Rich or Die
my
Trying too.
reason is, first of all, 50 Cent's a savage. Well, was a savage. Now he's not.
He's
But
getting
this was
roasted
like
by Mayweather.
this was like 50 Cent's prime. This is kind of like where he came from, you know. And this is really all he has. Every song on here, if you go through every song, me personally, I think is a hit.
Yeah,
You
no,
agree
you're
with
right. I mean, you look at the What Up
Every
Gang.
song.
What Up Gangsta is the hardest intro ever.
Dude, there's no way that 4 songs a hit.
Patiently
I don't even have
Waiting,
to listen to
What
it.
song?
There's no
Many
way.
Men.
Many
Dude,
Men.
this song was a hit back in the day.
Was it
Man.
actually a hit?
Yes.
Many,
Ah,
many,
fuck, so I
many,
picked one that
many,
was a
many.
hit.
That's a hit.
You don't
In the
remember that
Club's
song?
a hit.
I know.
All these are hits, dude.
I know.
Yeah,
Pete.
if I can't, if I
I
can't, is
know.
dope.
I feel like,
Bloodhound and Back Down.
I
were
feel like
dope
I
as
know.
fuck.
Don't push me for some reason. I
You
feel like I know
You
that.
do.
I love 21 Questions
Me
still.
too.
21 Questions was fucking.
Yeah, so this was like
Back
his
Down and
prime.
Bloodhound
This
were
was his
fucking
prime.
I don't
dope.
remember all
PIMP.
these songs, so it's fine.
This is what made him.
I remember most of them. Eminem, White America, I thought was amazing.
Almost every song.
Superman was amazing. Without Me was, of course, was the big hit. Cleaning Out My Closet. When the music
Yo,
drops,
don't
it's, like,
sleep on the
best.
4-second drips.
Oh no! You know, I had the censored album of this, and
Yeah.
Drips. They only said like 3 words the whole song
Oh
because
my
everything is just bleeped out.
Yeah,
God.
but no, all these songs are fucking dope as hell.
No, yeah,
I
like,
love.
these are,
Dude, I picked Eminem because I think his music, not only this album, but the rest of his music might age better than 50 Cent's.
I think this will never die.
I think I agree with you because I do think that Eminem has more classics in his belt than 50 Cent.
Like,
Well,
In
this
the
is
Club
all
is
he
probably the
had.
most famous shit
I
the
know,
ever.
only reason
I know.
picked
In
this
the Club's
is
more
50
famous than
Cent's.
anything ever.
I know this is 50 Cent's biggest problem. I mean,
This is all he
most
fucking
people
had.
will argue with Eminem as far as like his first 2 albums being better
That's
than
what
the
I'm
Eminem
saying.
Show. Me personally,
He
I
has
think
other
I
shit.
think the Eminem Show is by far his best album
What's the one
in my
before this?
opinion,
Some shit.
and it just holds
That
that
was the Marshall Mathers.
Marshall Mathers LP
Go to
that
all his albums.
had
Eminem.
yeah, the Marshall
Slim
Mathers
Shady.
LP had The Real Slim Shady. It had Stan. It had
Oh,
it had Stan. It had The Way I Am.
The
Oh,
LP
no, wait.
might be the fucking move. Click the LP.
This one.
The Slim Shady LP. What my name is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that might be even better.
Guilty Conscience.
Conscience was a good song.
I liked Role Model and
Bonnie
Bonnie and
and Clyde.
Clyde. That was
That's a really
that's
good
fucking
one.
that's one of my all-time favorites. But
I just don't
I'm
give a fuck.
Shady.
That's a good one.
yeah,
Dude, that might. I don't even know. What's 50 Cent's second best album? That's what
The
I wanna
Massacre.
know.
The Massacre was probably
Which
the
wasn't that
second
Which
best.
is what year is that?
That had Candy Shop. That had just a
Yeah.
little bit.
Oh,
Disco
that was a good
Inferno.
one.
That was still dope too, but it's not Get
dude,
Rich or Die
Candy
Trying.
Shop
Nah,
was nice.
Yeah, Candy Shop had
I
fucking.
forgot about
Dude, Candy
Go to-
Shop was
go to-
fucking
go to
nice. I'm
Massacre.
sleeping on 50. Damn, 50
You are
was
sleeping.
bodied up back then,
Dude,
dude.
this is what made him. In
That
the
dude
club
looks like
video,
he's
he
like
was,
260
running.
shredded.
I know.
Oh my
Could be a linebacker,
Probably is.
but yeah, no, this had hits on it too. This was solid, but it was not.
Catman and Robin.
Oh, Piggy Bank, dude. That song
Piggy
was
Bank was
sick.
dope. I like the Hate It or Love It was my fucking song. The G Unit mix was fucking
game.
Oh my god, that was.
They all just fell off after this shit. They all started dissing each other. So.
Yeah, but the thing is,
who do you think is the hardest person in G Unit? I'm saying Lloyd Banks.
Out of like the actual members,
that is 50 Cent, Young Buck, Tony Ayo, or 50 Cent.
Well, Tony Ayo is usually the worst.
Yeah,
I go 50.
I like Young Buck. I like Young Buck.
Buck
I think Lloyd Banks actually put out slightly more consistent stuff.
He's just very hood in his flow as well.
I like Lloyd Banks. They all bring something.
Dude, that one Lloyd Banks song we used to listen to in your car on the way home from
Tony's house.
No, from work.
Weed.
Yeah.
I'm so fly.
No,
Beamer Benz or Bentley.
No. What was it, dude?
On Fire.
No.
Yeah, On Fire.
I'm so
Oh, maybe it was.
I think it was this.
Too Tall.
Yeah, I'm so
right?
fly.
Yeah, wasn't it Too Tall? Is that a song? Type in Tall.
It could be Warrior. Warrior was fucking.
Oh, it was. I think it was, dude. Lloyd Banks.
Warrior was fucking.
I don't think it was Warrior.
Dude, I'm pretty
sure. I think it was. I think because Warrior was a fucking dope song.
Dude, there's no way this is it.
Warrior.
That's not what you used to listen to in your car.
Yeah, I did. I'm positive.
No, that's not what I'm talking about, though. That's what I'm saying.
Oh no.
Just type in Tall, yeah. For some reason that's like hold on.
It just shows his height.
6'1".
Hold on, scroll down.
It just shows his height.
Keep scrolling. Maybe it's like a lyric in a song?
Yeah, I don't know how you remember that.
I don't know either.
I don't fucking know. That sucks.
Dude, we gotta find this.
We'll find it.
I really want to find this.
We'll find it after.
Yeah, we'll find it.
All right.
We'll find it after.
I'm gonna look at my phone.
All right. So the general consensus, at least, since we have a third person in here, it seems like the Eminem Show wins
on the podcast.
Out of the podcast, out of the people, it was Get Rich or Die Trying. Yeah. Definitely let us know what you think. Maybe we'll put up like a post, just like a regular Instagram post.
Definitely tweet us too. And give us some like albums.
Me personally, I don't think you could go wrong with either pick. For me it was just the nostalgia factor. That was my first ever hip hop album that I owned, and it was in my personal opinion Eminem's best album. So I had to pick that. If it was any other album, I would have probably said Get Rich or Die Trying though.
Yeah.
So
it's a tough one. That was like really close.
Yeah.
But
all right, so now we're also going to do another new segment. Are you ready? Okay, so we've been asking you guys to send us some music so that we could live stream your music on the channel and give our thoughts and opinions of it. So we have how many people do we have that we're gonna play?
We got like 6. But
6?
I'm probably gonna just play.
We could always put them on the next episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna just play a few right now.
Okay, so start us off because you were the one who were getting sent.
I'm gonna save this one for last. I actually think he's in here. But
okay, so this one's the first one.
Let's listen
to Alex Bulgari, Redbone. Sorry if we mispronounced your name. I guess you're an artist attending. You didn't even get to.
Oh, sorry. Were you reading his bio?
I was trying to. He's at some university.
Go follow him on Twitter.
Oh, he's walking.
He's gonna play it on the guitar.
This
7 minutes.
This may be a cover. This may be a cover of actual Redbone. Yeah,
yeah,
there we go. So let's hear this. I like Redbone. Love the Hawaiian. The Hawaiian shirt is dope. Got an interesting haircut going on.
It's fucked up.
No, I'm being serious. He has like the Wiz Khalifa like blonde streak in his hair.
It's pretty sick. He's gonna sing or not?
I don't know, maybe.
We'll find out.
All right.
Fast forward a little bit.
See, that's insane. He's doing. No, he's
dude, that's nasty.
That's fucking smooth.
That is sick.
That is smooth.
Shout out to Spicy Tips.
Nice fucking camera tip.
Yeah.
Spicy Tips.
He doesn't watch music, Justin.
Well, no, Jerry's saying mine's fake. So his looks real. His looks real.
I know. It's all good. It's sick. Where's it?
Alright, so that's pretty dope. I'm gonna switch over.
Not bad.
Yeah. Good job. Good job on the cover, Alex.
Everyone go follow Alex Bagheri. It's AlexBagheri on Twitter.
Yep, and on Twitter he's, what did it say? Spicy Takes Bahari.
Oh yeah, this is his real Twitter though.
Yeah.
All right.
So shout out to him. That was pretty dope. I like that.
That was sweet.
So next we'll do.
God, I'm like afraid to play some.
So next we'll do Mika Rodriguez, and this song is called Falling.
Sometimes life gets fucked up.
Any girl, dude.
You just gotta keep getting up, keep living life. Remember listening to your song team for the first time. Brought me back to childhood pain, so bought the first time.
Pretty good.
It's gonna be just as loud. You have to turn the volume down.
Sometimes, like,
There we go.
you just gotta keep Cause niggas would rather shoot than wonder why they scapegoat you. Black lives matter.
Yeah. You saw like a little production either.
You heard like 2 seconds. You didn't even give him a chance.
I'm giving him another song.
All right.
I'll give him a favorite.
Yeah, the top one has way more views.
That's what we're just
This one
listening
sounds
to.
sweet. I like this.
Sounds like something.
When it's so wet and you got it, you just out here with no shot it. Being happy has a bunch of money, don't buy happiness that you don't have.
Nah, sorry. That's a no-go, boys. Sorry, man. I'll hate for the rest of us.
I put it straight in the
Stop it, come on. Don't pretend you like this shit.
I think it has potential if you just cleans up the
Nah,
quality.
yeah, just fix your quality and
This ain't a potential show.
you'll be good. Go follow official Meshi on Twitter.
So it might be Mishi.
You guys know this person?
MEICHY. So it's Mika Rodriguez at official MEISHY.
All right.
Shout out to.
I'm saving
shout
the
out to
best
Mika.
for last because I heard one before that I showed you guys. It's pretty sweet.
Okay, we'll play one more one and then we'll
Shinobi
do,
Ninja. That's a pretty sick name.
They're verified. Oh,
Oh, it is verified. Isn't that easy on Twitter?
no.
I just
Instagram
subscribe
That's
to
impossible.
YouTube.
No, Instagram and Twitter are really hard.
I thought Instagram was.
No, that's impossible, dude. Only famous people do.
I thought you were fucking verified.
On Spotify, that's easy.
Oh, Spotify.
Okay, so
Alright,
we're
let's
listening to
listen
Bang
to
Bang.
Ooh, it's already,
I feel like this might be
Wait. Someone submitted this? This is like real.
they're verified.
This is like a real fucking song.
it doesn't matter. Let's just listen.
How 2 years ago?
I do like this.
This is sick. Yeah, this is sick.
You on my mind. I can see to get you on my mind. I'm going live. Everybody's going crazy.
It's like this stuff. This reminds me of like shit that I would listen to when I was like younger.
Yeah, dude. That shit was so much sicker than rap. That shit was so much sicker than rap. Dude, this shit was so cool. What's on like Green Day and Blink-182?
Yeah.
That shit was nice.
All right, let's go to the last one.
All right,
I
so
know I
the
didn't get
last
to play
one.
all of them.
Yeah. We heard some of this already, but I want to hear. I want to
Is
hear
this
the
a good
rest
one?
of this.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
it's
gonna take a
good
piss
one.
after this.
We're about to be out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, this one's good. This shit.
That cover's ridiculous, by the way.
Fucking
That's a ridiculous cover.
A lot of photoshopping.
It's like doesn't even make sense. What's the cartoon?
Well, hold on. We gotta pull it up again here.
in the low light?
What is
So
that
the-
thing?
What cartoon?
At the top right. What is it?
I don't know.
it's like
That's
a
some type of
Naruto.
anime. Yeah, it's some type of anime. He's got
It's
a-
like a fat ass, a girl, a poker table, a shitty Japanese car.
a random highway with purple flowers.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope, though,
And the skyscraper
That's
in the
the
background.
Is he? You make that big without exiting out.
Speeding through these lanes, whoa, chase the change.
He's from Ireland too, shout out to Ireland.
I heard you got a man, whoa, but that's okay. I said, running up these bands, whoa, flex every day. I said, speeding through these lanes, whoa, we chase the change. I put diamonds on my chain, whoa, she knows my name. I said, heard you got a man, whoa, but that's okay. I said, running up these bands, whoa, flex every day. I said, boost up with nitro, whoa, she's a one-nighter, whoa. A college girl with all these skills, I think I like her.
It definitely sounds like it's on par with a lot of radio stuff right now. Shout out to Fly Melodies and Black Mail for the beat too. Love it. I love the beat.
Ooh, your shorty wanna reach the outer space. Her friends are welcome. Ooh, no, I'm not selfish. Ooh, my daughter's shining.
All right, so now
I'm gonna take this.
All right, go ahead.
You guys can see
Twitter, it's Mad Missions.
All right, everyone go follow.
So
my
shout out Mad's Missions.
All right, so the last song we're gonna play. Let me find his Twitter real quick.
The last song is by Mouse Sucks.
That's his Twitter. Go follow
Yeah,
him.
Mouse Sucks, and he's also on SoundCloud as Mouse Sucks.
Yeah, this song hits
So
1,000 plays. So I'm gonna pick a different
Let's-
song. Pick my favorite.
3 bad girls and they wanna get down. Now I'm back in town. Tell them come around. 3 bad girls and they wanna get down. Now I'm back in town. Tell them come around. Yeah,
I don't really get Kid Cudi vibes yet, but I need to hear the rest of this.
Oh,
running this thing since 9-3. Had the heater underneath my car seat. Got a brown tin and she foxy. Oh yeah, we don't ever be with cops.
It's not as easily as this, but I do see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, she said that she love me, that's a lie.
Last guy.
Yeah, I know that's a lie. She take your love and then she buy. Just touched down, I'm tired. Just got off the stove, that fire.
Different
She
sound.
said that she love me, that's a lie.
Yeah, you get rid of the
I know that's a lie. She got 8 niggas on the side. Got home around 23. Niggas was
This guy's
hating
nice.
me.
From
I
Toronto,
took
shout
their
out Toronto.
girlfriends out.
Six
Went
now.
Dutch on some.
all right. So
All
that's
right.
gonna wrap it up for the show. Correct.
Yeah, unless we'll just, I guess, real quick before we
Yeah,
wrap
how's the
it
hard
up.
rock?
It was fucking sick, dude. We gotta go.
But before we wrap it up, just very briefly, we're keeping Demi Lovato
Oh, true. I forgot
in
about her.
thoughts and prayers.
You know
She
what
just
sucks,
got
dude? She was,
hospitalized
like,
recently.
My #1 celebrity crush until the other day.
I mean, she is very beautiful. I mean, like, it's
She's pretty sweet.
I heard
She's a big UFC
So
fan,
this
too.
isn't So this isn't like I don't know. Apparently she's like a really bad drug user.
I've heard
She
she's
had
into
anorexia when she was
cocaine.
younger,
Yeah.
right?
She's been she's dealt with she's dealt with like
Depression and shit.
depression,
Yeah, so she's been gone
body
through a lot.
image
This is nothing
image
new.
problems, drug problems. So
Yeah, I think her body image problem definitely went away.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now she's killing it.
Yeah. Like
So,
even like the shit she posts. I
Yeah.
think she's okay with it now.
she don't give a fuck.
but I mean, I don't know
Yeah,
what.
she went back on the horse. Fucking
Yeah.
drug horse.
Dude.
I mean, she could have just taken something that she thought wasn't heroin.
I saw on Snapchat today for an article, they said that it apparently wasn't
How
heroin.
does that get out, by the way?
I don't know. She said so. The friend that
So
was
at the
with her
hospital?
at a mansion, they said she was passed out. She was taking like oxys or something, and it wasn't.
That shit's dangerous.
It wasn't heroin, but who knows?
Regardless.
The cop said it was.
It wasn't it wasn't an accident.
No, it wasn't an accident at all. So I mean,
She wasn't drinking water and this happened.
yeah,
Yeah, it's still
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
it's still crazy though. Like,
definitely sucks.
yeah,
I mean, hopefully,
It's crazy how many celebrities get problems, dude. It's
I know.
crazy.
You have so much money, you can just do whatever. But
That's crazy.
it's
to
crazy
me.
because she has a show tomorrow in AC. She's not making that shit.
Oh, they just announced on the fucking radio when I was coming here that they're gonna Chainsmokers is gonna play, and if you want to keep your ticket.
Oh, for that?
For that,
Is that what you're
and if
saying?
you don't, then you can return it.
There you go.
That's what I was gonna say.
Right.
Well, that works perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna close.
That's
this
pretty
episode
nice. I saw Chainsmokers in AC.
I saw Chainsmokers in Miami.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
up. Living life.
They
It was,
fucking we chilled with them after in the casino. So it was like 4 a.m. Yeah, they were walking around.
Savage.
And one of my friends like recognized them because they're kind of like really fucking normal looking and like short.
Yeah, they look.
They're like
really
hard
short.
to like. They're like not easy to pick out of the crowd.
Yeah, they look really short.
They were chill.
But
They had one of those Grey Goose like shotguns, and we were like in the first row, and they were shooting in our mouth. It was
Really?
pretty sick, yeah. So like remembered us from that.
yeah,
That's beast. Well,
that's crazy.
we're
But
gonna end the show.
yeah,
Barry, thanks for coming on the show.
absolutely.
It was a
Come by,
pleasure. I'll
come
be
by
back.
whenever you want.
All right.
And till next week, we'll have some more content.
Yes, we will.
So definitely hit us up with more music, and we'll put up a poll for a new which
New
is better.
albums, Yeah. All right. I'm going to eat.
All right.
Yep.
See you. All right. I'm gonna fucking do this shit later.
Yeah.
That was good.
Stop broadcast.
So well,
Dude, you go
Hold
through
on.
waters, dude.
dude, that's why I brought like 10 up.
Yeah.
I
Holy
don't know where
fuck.
they went.
I did it down too without even like. I'm still thirsty.
Joe Rogan drinks like gallons.
Yeah.